my soul. That's how I roll. KFC, baby. It's my favorite. Oh, give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. I think, give me that bucket. A finger licking chicken. From Kentucky to the bayou. The flavor's so right. That secret recipe keeps me up all night. Gotta have that touch, that wonderful spice. KFC, baby. It's a chicken paradise. Fried and crispy, can't resist me. KFC, a southern mystery project chicken. Finger licking, come and get it. That clock is ticking. Fried and crispy, don't you miss me. KFC, you're making history. Let's get lost. Oh, keep the coast low. KFC is the gravy gospel. Give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. Give me that bucket. Oh, give me that bucket. I said, give me that bucket. Give me that bucket. Oh, give me that.
And we are live. There it is. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Tuesday Night Cool Down. That's the stream where we hang out, talk about Tuesday night's main event if we want to, and just enjoy the evening. All right? We're just going to enjoy the evening. All right? That's what it is. I have the crazy sound alerts on turned off for super chats because I can't handle it tonight. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of do a cooldown. I saw CobraCast wasn't happening, so I figured I'd keep you guys company for a little while. First and foremost, you know how we do it around here, and if you don't, well, you're about to find out. First in chat always gets a little something special. And the first in chat today is Vex's Fears. Vex's Fears, your soul is glowing.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through.
Just let your soul glow, baby.
Feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow.
There you go. Thanks, Vex's Fears, for being first in chat. I appreciate you. Shout out. I'm gonna say hi to everybody real quick, and then we'll get into it. We got Marnie. Vex Fear says Barney Meek Boo Boo. That's thanks. Axel Wonderland says Nya Meek Nya. That's the Nya Meek faces actually. Vex's Fears also says also good job today, Beardo. Or wow, good job today, Mike. Beardo is a dumb shithead. That's wild. Hey, we made it work, man. I hope you guys enjoyed Tuesday night's main event tonight. It was a fun one. What's up, Darth Bane says hail Meek Boo Boo. That's wild. What's up, Naruto the 7th? Mod Extraordinaire says hello, Epic Mike. Hope you're having a good week. Week started out pretty good. What's up, Mark Andre Roy? He said he didn't know it was Guy. I did know Blair White was a guy, but I just thought it would be a funny little thing. Dante Rage says I will definitely not be watching Tuesday night's main event as Ben is brought back next week. Oh, come on, Dante, come back and watch for the fun of it. It's gonna be an absolute shit show. We're gonna roast Ben the whole time. Also, real quick, I want to share this with you guys. I appreciate our community. I love our community. We have a lot of talented people in our community. And yeah, this was sent to me by John the Casual Artist. McCarney, Barney, Meek, Boo Boo, whatever you want to call him. Check this out. Look at that artwork. John the Casual Artist. Very talented. That is rad. That is Barney Meek right there. About to kick some ass. Let some people know what's up. Shout out to John the Casual Artist. Thank you for sending this to me, man. It's awesome. Very much appreciate it. You have a lot of talent, man. I love being able to celebrate people in our community. So thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate you, bro. All right, let me keep saying hi to people. What's up, Glenathan? Sir, good to see you. What's up, Makara? How you doing, buddy? Lost Haven says food attacks, $500. That's wild. I mean, I won't say no to $500, but you do not have to send me $500. Nearsighted Cyclops says, hey, y'all. Welcome in, Nearsighted Cyclops. Good to see you, man. And then John the Casual Artist says, blah, Epic Meek follow-up fan art complete. Fear the Epic Barney. Hey, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for Fear the Epic Barney. I appreciate it a lot. John the Casual Artist, you're the best. Charles Devane says, yeah. Hail Meek. Yeah. The cream of the crop on Tuesday night Cooldown. Yeah, it's the Cooldown stream for Tuesdays. Remember, Jeremy is a homosexual man. And Barn Beardo is a retarded ass bitch. Also, this whole stream. Yeah, this whole stream is a goddamn conspiracy. Yeah. Thank you, Charles Vane. Appreciate you, bro. What's up, NSC of Rabbits? Good to see you in chat as well. Wyoming Sasquatch for 10 says, I was trying to get you to look up the VC box so you save money on not having any more Netflix, Disney Plus, etc., subscriptions because the lurking tariffs will kill me far more than lurking taxes. That's wild. There's no lurking tariffs, but I appreciate you. And I did pull this up. So yeah, this is the VC box. I was just looking at this. Android 14.0. So yeah, it's a box and it seems like it has an Android system on it, and then it's like a one-stop shop for like watching stuff on, I guess. So shout out. There you go. I'm in no way sponsored by them. Just, you know, Wyoming Sasquatch mentioned it. It's interesting. I'll definitely keep checking this out, the VC box. Appreciate you for mentioning it to me, Wyoming Sasquatch. Thank you. And thank you for the 10. What's up, John Kennedy? Good to see you as well. Also, for people that didn't remember or didn't come back yesterday for the stream, so I figured out what was going on. Yeah, yesterday I didn't have Windows updated. At a certain point when you don't have Windows updates, you start getting punished with OBS. At least that's what I think it was. Also, I went through and put OBS in my firewall, so there was an exception to my firewall because it wasn't, and a bunch of other things. So now we've got that figured out, so everything's running smoothly. The stream yesterday ran really smooth at the end, so yeah, I appreciate you guys. Lost Haven says, I hope the stream is to mentally and physically prepare us for Ben's return to Tuesday night's main event next week. I'll do my best. Near side of Cyclops says, who is a Fuda? Which bits were added? Only the Meekster knows. That's wild. Mickey knows all, at least that's what he says. I mean, probably not. Lexicon Hellhound for 2 says, for the Blairif, when will you have her? That's wild, dude. That's not gonna happen. Lost Haven says, next Epicverse stream tier list will be hottest trans women. Miki going to rank Blair White SS tier. That's not gonna be a stream. That's wild. You guys are killing me. Thank you. I appreciate it. John the Casual Artist says, like and subscribe, and Meek won't crash the stream. I won't crash it, period. I'm gonna try not to anyways. I hope Miki doesn't get another craving for Popeyes and cancel this stream partway through. That's wild. So what happened? No gaming tonight. Nope. John the Casual Artist. Tuesday night's Cooldown is just like a hangout stream. Just a cool, fun, chill talking stream. Talking stream. What's up, Donald McNamara? What's up, Brimstone? Says, who will get on FNT first, Beardo or Ben? Probably Ben. Skirt Ferguson says 16th. Thank you, Skirt. I appreciate you, bro. That's a change your profile picture. Hi Makara, good to see you as well. Gun Home Max says, should I join this stream or wait for the third crash? There won't be a third crash. There won't be any crashes. This stream will be good. Hi Angie Blanken, good to see you. Appreciate you. Reset the Cripple for 5 says, Meek wants to bend Blair over a barrel and show him the 50 states. That's wild, dude. SC615 says, howdy chat. We gotta be nice to Meek. Meeky, he's staying up past his bedtime to chill with us. Well, I got it. I'm pulling an all-nighter. I'm on a night shift with my kid tonight, so but I got to get up super early after that to get a bunch of stuff done. It's gonna be a fun night, that's for sure. Lost Haven says, at this rate, there's a higher chance Blair White will get on F&T first because Miki is gonna pull all the stops to make it happen. I'm never gonna live that Blair White thing down. X in Wonderland for 2 for the new Blair White Panusita.
What did he say?
That's a wild thing to say. That's a wild thing to say. Penusi, my hair is so fucking fucked today too. Thank you for the 2 X in Wonderland, and thank you for the 5 Reset the Cripple. Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you. Leighton Blair is wild. Thank you, Vault95. You guys are out of control, man. I can't even promise to leave him alone for 1 second. I get it. I watched some other AI promos. There's one of Ronald Reagan calling JFK. Really? That's crazy, dude. Leighton Barney, Leighton Blair, Pelosi Tax, What's up, Ladybug? How you doing? Good to see you in chat as well. Lex Ladendi, pay your taxes. Hey, I try to pay my taxes. I do pay my taxes. Hurst Donut says chirp. There's no chirp. There's no chirp. Aurelio says, let's go. Thank you, Aurelio. Good to see you as well. Stress level 100 says day 4 of asking for Metal Gear Rising. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is on my stream, on my Steam, in my Steam library. I will play it. And in fact, it is very possible. I'm not going to say it's 100% for sure, stress level 100, but it is very, very possible that will be the first game I play in November. Okay, my hair is a mess right now. Sorry, guys. I'm crimping over my hair. So stress level 100. It is in my Steam library. I do plan to play it, and then, like I said, it'll likely be one of the first games that I do play in November after Spooktober's over. We're gonna keep going with spooky games too, but I know it's nice to take a break in between them. So, Grego says Mike is a liar. He said he wasn't going to stream. I actually didn't lie, because what I said was I wasn't going to because I had a bunch of stuff to do. And then Jeremy said he wasn't doing a Cobra cast, and I said, you know what, guys, never mind. If Jeremy's not doing a Cobra cast, I will do a Tuesday night's main event or a Tuesday night cooldown tonight. So I actually changed my mind. It's not that I said I was going to and then just did. I said I wasn't going to, then changed my mind. Appreciate you, Grey Ghost. What's up, Aaron Wolf? I mean, Blair White is a hot dude looking for Epic Miki. Oh my gosh, she's not looking for me. Hi, Sissy. Welcome in. Good to see you. What's up, Jason Mitchell? Good to see you as well. Adrian, howdy. Well, howdy. I dig the Skyrim profile picture. Rita the Cripple says, Meek, YouTube wouldn't let me send Bend Over a Barrel. I had to put it in weird spaces. I'm not a retard like Beardo. I knew what was going on. I totally got you, bro. No worries. I didn't think that's what was going on. What's up, Irish Whips and Arm Drags? Good to see you as well, my friend. Appreciate you. Scapel says, Ben lives. Shout out to Scapel. Good to see you, buddy. Phil's cousin for 20 says, listen, Meek, I'm begging you. I can barely keep up with the lurker taxes to keep Phil out of trouble, and now you have lurker tariffs? You don't know how he gets when he can't afford the Fuda. That's wild, Phil's cousin. Thank you for the 20. Listen, I'm sorry. We've all fallen on hard times here. We've all fallen on hard times here. Thank you for the 20. Appreciate you. What's up, Tom Cooper? Keep the cost low. Hits hard. Yeah, dude. Horror Host says, Mike, some more of your mail showed up at my house. Why do you need 300 gallons of sodium pentothal, 2,500 car batteries, and something called a nerve stapler? That's all I'm gonna say. Don't worry about it. Just you know, let's forget we saw that. All right. Let's forget that we saw that. Laughing Man says, I thought you had a lot of stuff to do and couldn't do a Tuesday night's cooldown. Just like Jay couldn't read my member message on Monday. Hangover. Ibophobia. Do you know what that is, Mike? I do not know what ibophobia is. I'm gonna look it up right now. Like I said, I changed my mind. I do have a ton of stuff to do. It's actually first thing in the morning. Okay, what is ibophobia? Fear of palindromes. Oh, that's funny. Ibophobia is a fear of palindromes, which is also a palindrome in and of itself. That's really funny. Thank you. Yeah, and like I said, I just changed I do have stuff to do, but I was like, you know what? Jeremy's not doing Cobra Cast. I think I could probably make it work. I'm going to be sacrificing sleep to do it, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm not worried about it. Donna says, can't stay up and hang out. Got to work in the morning. Good night, everyone. Hey, have a good night, Donna. I hope you at least got to hear me say good night, Donna. If not, appreciate you. Much love to you, Donna Hall. Very much love. Hope you have a good day at work. Please tell me there will be no Bent next Tuesday night's main event. It sounds like it's happening. Sounds like it's happening. Brimstone says, well, got some good / bad news tonight. Nothing world changing, but still bummed me out. I'm sorry to hear that, Brimstone. Dude, bad news. Good news is good. Bad news sucks. Sorry to hear that, bro. I'm sorry you're bummed out. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. So, John the Casual Artist said, no gay stuff. No gay stuff. Big Phrase Ultimate Troller, the 199 says, what's up, Meek? How are you? I'm doing good, man. Busy as always, but it's a good busy right now. So, what's up, Jay Andrew? Good to see you as well. Mark Andre Roy says, thanks for hanging out with us, Monica. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. You're welcome. Screw Away Dude says, Mike got a lot of stuff he had to do done quick. I didn't do any of it yet. It's gonna be first thing in the morning, so I have a bunch of doctor's appointments with my kid in the morning, and there's like she has a ton of stuff that we have to get prepped for her to go to the doctor. So, I may be white, but I like that song. That's okay, man. You're welcome to. What's up, SSJ Lalo? Matt Fun Cool says I have no soul. Brandon Day says hail, welcome in. What's up, Dingus? Good to see you as well. Keenan says it's time to cool down with the chat. Hi, Keenan. Good to see you, buddy. The Afterglow stream, that's wild. SC615 for 5 says thanks for hanging out past bedtime, Miki. Blair White tax, food attacks, anti-Ben tax, Meek Boo Boo tax, Meek Lack tax, Meek Knee tax, hashtag no beating the allegations. Yeah, I'm never gonna beat those allegations. So it's too late for me. It's too late for me. Hey, Andrew Fraser says, hey Mike, you listen to J. Cole? I love J. Cole. Yeah, I listen to J. Cole a lot. Whatamon says hail Meek. Hey, what's going on? Whatamon, how you doing? Yeah, I love J. Cole, dude. J. Cole's good shit. I have the soul of a black wolf, says Big Fraser, Ultimate Troller of the 199. Hey, I respect it. Skirt Ferguson says, you know, I've been trying to do a horror movie review a day on Criticlist. I tend to only get them out at like 2 in the morning, but thought maybe I can make it today because of no stream after Tuesday night's main event. Guess that's out the window. Sorry about that. I appreciate you, Skird. You're a good mod, Skird. Vault 95 for 199 says thanks for keeping us company. No Cobra Cast tax. Hey, shout out. Captain Butter for Cater removing his booster seat was the best moment, one of the best moments ever. I called that shit, bro. I called it, and he got caught. He's been caught. What's up, Tree Bear? Good to see you as well. Hi, M June says, hey Meek, Barney is still scary AF. Let's don't be scary the Barney. Okay, it's a good costume. All right, it's a good one. The next one would be maybe a little less scary. The next costume. A little less scary, a little more cutesy, maybe, I guess. I don't know. And like I said, there's be a certain person I'll be matching costumes with for that week. Mark Cujo says, hey, Meek, I'm thinking about playing X-Men Legends again. What is your favorite team combo? Dude, it has been so long since I played X-Men Legends. Let me see here. I love X-Men Legends, dude. X-Men Legends 1, X-Men Legends 2, what is it, Age of Apocalypse or whatever. I think the one I picked, I always had, okay, I think I did like old school X-Men is what I did. I always have Wolverine. I think it was, man, I'm trying to think of what I had. Man, let me look at the roster here. It's been a hot minute since I've played it. So, I mean, like, it's been like probably 12, 13 years since I played it. I think the combination I had was Wolverine Colossus because of the fastball special. And then I usually had Jean Grey and Rogue. I think that was a combination I used. And then I would switch out Jean Grey and Storm sometimes. That's kind of the one I used. Although I know they had a bunch of other different ones too, but that was typically the one I used. Yeah, that was the one I really liked. Yeah. No, I really liked that game a lot though. And X-Men Legends 2 was awesome as well. That's a really good question, man. Thank you, man. That brought me back big time. What's up, Giggity says Spectacular Michael. Hey, appreciate that, man. Yeah, it is impressive. Yeah, he did a great job. All right, I'm super behind, so let me catch up on everything. Brandon Kitchen says, Epic Mike, what's up, brother? Just an update about my uncle from last night. Unfortunately, he passed away today. Bro, I am so sorry to hear that, man. I'm really sorry to hear that, Brandon Kitchens. Like I said, you know, I know we prayed for him to get better, but if he didn't, I'll continue to pray for it. I just pray for peace for your family through this time. Losing family is always difficult. I pray that the grief period is short and that you guys can just remember the good times, remember good memories, and that this just brings you guys closer together as a family. Very sorry to hear that, man. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. I appreciate you keeping us updated on things, man. I'm very sorry to hear about your uncle, man. Rest in peace. Double Hawk for 5 says Meek White tax. We all know Meek is taking Blair's last name when they get married on Bro Island. I'm not going to. Death MTL dude says, so is Ben autistic or just like a real life Ralph Wiggum? He's like a real life Ralph Wiggum. That's a, yeah. Just a Ralph Wiggum. That's a good way to put it, man. A meager revenue service for 2 unpaid tariffs allow us to take grannies home. Pay. That's crazy, dude. Dominique Canham says, I can't get over the fact that a white guy sang the song. Blew my mind when I found out. Yeah. Dominic Lopez says, that's a pretty good impression of Macho Man. Hey, thank you. I try. I really do try. D-Matt says, well, fancy meeting you all here. Thank you. What's up, D-Matt? Good to see you, man. Sula Felix says, Hail Mickey, it seems like you, Phil, and the Yellow Flash are always trying to one-up each other for Blair White. Listen, I didn't know Yellow Flash was into Blair White, but listen, you just do what you can, man. Stoic Lion says, Hail, what's going on, man? All right, I'm going to catch up on chat now. I'm going to scroll down. If I miss anything from you, I will catch you. We got a couple topics I did want to talk about tonight before I get distracted by chat and rant about something else. Soundwave Superior for 199 says, or Soundwave Superior says 199, appreciate you. Grego says, I just have my PC hooked to my TV and use free sites. I respect the hell out of that too. She'll put some bone blades in that tail. Ooh, I respect that. Harbinger says, no, he's sponsored by Urban Dictionary and Adult Huggies. I'm not sponsored by them. What's up, Alec Ebling? Good to see you as well. Didn't see you go live a third time, but it was my bedtime anyways. It's okay. It's okay. It was a mess, dude. I only gave up after the 5th stream crash. I mean, that's fair, dude. I'll try to stay awake tonight. Don't guarantees. That's okay, Ladybug. I appreciate you hanging out. Like I said, I'm going to try to do an earlier stream. I don't know if I'm going to get to one tomorrow with everything I have to do. But if I can do one tomorrow, I'll do one tomorrow during the day. I'm going to try to do one during the days on Wednesday, Thursday, because normally I have stuff in the evening. And then Friday will be kind of our regular schedule as well. So do we know what's being played tomorrow? I'm hoping for Among Us. I don't know. I won't know until I get there. What's up, Valkyria Winter? Hail all, Fuda Time and Skull. Hey, respect to the Rumble rant, Valkyria Winter. I respect it. You owned it. Lord Bolton said, just so you know, we're punishing Lethal with making him grind a level 50 on Fortnite, which he hates, to get someone to buy in the Digimon game. It's been great. That's a good way to do it, man. If you want this, you got to get this. I respect it. Llama Pajamas for 10 says Lurker Tax. Hey, thank you for the 10 Llama Pajamas. Fit Down Sports for 2 says, sorry, I was late. Don't raise my taxes. There's no taxes. There's no taxes. It's free. It's a free stream. Gizcorp Industry says, hey, Meek, great Tuesday night's main event today, bros. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the 10 and 2. Appreciate you guys. Did we get a tax break tonight since no gameplay is being given? There's no tax. Skirt Ferguson says, I'll change my profile picture when you debut your next costume. My next costume probably won't be as like exciting as the Barney costume. But I'm trying to get costumes that are easy to put on. Like, I didn't want some really like crazy elaborate costume because I knew that then it would take forever to try to put on, and that's just more time lost in the stream. So what's up, Darth Nut? Thank you for the streams. It really helps with the depression and insomnia nights. Hey, man, I'm glad that I can help you in any way, shape, or form, man. Thank you. Anything epic happened this week? Nothing epic has happened this week yet. Although I did get in a bunch of arguments with people on Twitter, which is one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. I really am. We're really going to get into this because I am actually fired up about this. Llama Pajamas for 5 says, for the Meek tariffs. Hey, thank you. For the 5, there's no tariffs. Gregos for 2 says, Mike wants to dock with Blair right after Phil. That's gross. I'm not doing that. That's not happening. Hurd says, Meek, I thought you were one of the few good ones, not a Blair White fan. That's wild, dude. Oh my gosh. Just G says, Miki Maniki. Hashtag no idea. That's okay. That was pretty good. Miki Maniki. It's pretty good. Harbinger says that Barney profile picture is hilariously wild, dude. It's everywhere. Metal Gear Solid shit code named Hot Snakes. What does that mean, Kamikaze? I just heard Donnie Parton is having some health issues. Oh, that would be sad. I'd be sad to lose her. D Wheels Wheelie says, hey, Mike, I saw you at the ICE protest in Oregon last night. That's wild. I wasn't there. It wasn't me. Jordy says, hello, Mike. What's going on? Keenan says, Mike, do you like cupcakes? I love cupcakes. Have you met me? Yeah, of course I love cupcakes, bro. I love cake in general. Cake's delicious. Jay Ram says, hail, Epic Mike. Appreciate the stream. Where the fuck is Barney? You know, I don't even know if I should do a Barney goal tonight. I don't even know. I can see Blair White getting an FT before Beardo. I can too, man. Rabnet Scubble says, hey, Mike, sorry I missed your stream last night. I tried watching the first 3 tries, but I thought you gave up. Then later on, you rated Phil, and I was confounded. I do not have notice on. Well, I used up my 3 notifications. That's the problem. Because it kept trying to restart and restart and restart. It used up my 3 notifications right away. So no worries, man. How many Body Snatcher movies have you seen? Just the first one. And it was probably, I think it was the remake. The one with the guy who was like, whoa! That one. Scary as heck. Meek was the Mr. Blair White follow worth the return of Bent. I don't know. She didn't follow me. I'm not followed by Blair White. I'm not followed by Blair White. I don't think I'm followed by Blair White. No, I'm not followed by Blair White. Blair White doesn't follow me. All right, let me catch up. I'm going to catch up on super chats real quick, and then I'm going to go down. I'm probably going to miss some super chats. I apologize. What is up, Mike? Is Epic Verse in distress? No, it's for Halloween. Like, they got lights up here and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be all fancy. When I turn out the lights, it's all like lit up and stuff. It's supposed to look spooky. Bruce Leroy Jenkins for 2 says, my donation to Demiki/White Wedding on Bro Island. That's so gay, bro. So much hate on the lovely Fuda indeed. Do we pay taxes for Blair White surgeries? No, there's no taxes. I heard Jake Paul, not J. Cole. No, J. Cole. I love J. Cole. And no Deluded Reality, no Dead Space tonight. I'm not playing anything tonight. I'm never catching up on chat. I'm going to try. Andrew Fraser Jr. for 2. J. Cole is my GOAT. Him and Outkast for life. Hell fucking yeah. Outkast is fucking legit. Andre 3000, Big Boy are both legit as solo artists as well. And yeah, shout out to J. Cole. He's so fucking good, bro. J. Cole is phenomenal, dude. Let me get a Charizard costume. Maybe. We got 2 more weeks, 2 more costume reveals. Next one is a matching one with somebody else. And then the last one, I'm not saying what it's going to be, but we'll never know. Judge G says playing Chrono Trigger first time. Want to jump on Ultimate Alliance after? Ultimate Alliance, if you haven't played it, is fucking great. It is a very good, very entertaining Marvel game. And there's a lot of characters and a lot of costumes. They actually dug into the comic books to get some of those costumes. It's awesome. SC615 says Wolverine, Cyclops, Colossus, Iceman. That's a good one too. That's a really good one too, man. Laughing Man says meek, quietly, gentle, and easily imposed on. Submissive. That's wild. I'm so fucking behind on chat right now, so thank you guys for sending prayers for Brandon Kitchen. Strokes are no joke, man. Thank you to the chat and for you up in Mike for the prayers. Of course, man. Anytime. Seriously. So what was that sausage talk on Tuesday night's beta event? I think I missed something. I don't actually know. I don't know what that's all about. What are your thoughts so far on the Dead Space remake? Listen, Dead Space is scary. It's intense and it's stressful, but I do enjoy the mechanics of the game a lot. It does feel good to play. So yeah, I dig it. It's a challenging playthrough. Blair White is pretty hot despite, you know, also she's base AF. Well, there you go, Jordy. Yeah, he loves Blair White as well. I didn't know that actually. Do you like the stream for Mike and Blair White? That's crazy, bro. Mike might not stream tomorrow night, so I'll be here at the usual time. That's crazy. The Primal One says, I heard that the Broadway networks are going after all the pirate sites, anime ones included. Shit freaks me out, bro. Yeah, I'm so sick of this stuff. I'm so sick of them attacking people for like stuff. They're making money hand over fist, and then any money that they lose is on them and themselves and their own like fault and stuff, man. John Amble for 5 says paying the food tax, just the tip. That's wild. Angie Blanken says, you were so right about strokes. I had a minor one right after my 41st birthday. Oh my gosh, I'm thankful just a minor one. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's scary stuff. My goodness, Angie. Well, I'm glad you're still with us too. So Just G for 2 says Alien Rogue Incursion. There's guns in that one. Maybe it's on the list. It's on the list. Here taxes went up on the shutdown. No. Disper says Mike gives a free stream and only taxes leaving. That's there's no tax. Disper says I've been here since the last stream. That's crazy, bro. As long as you don't do a Review Tech USA costume, I'm not taking my shirt off, bro. I thought you and X-Ray Girl were gonna be sexy maids. We're not. I'm not wearing a sexy maid outfit. What's up, Smokey One Kenobi? Good to see you as well. Why is the sign in the background upside down? I explained it's for Halloween. It's supposed to be a spooky thing, but I forgot to turn these other signs upside down as well. This is also supposed to be upside down. Disproof sign of distress. I'm not in distress. Mike, they were calling you a fake fan in the Twitter comments about Batman. And you just found out and was coping. Yeah, I know they were. Yeah, we're going to talk about that actually. About to pop off, bro. About to pop the fuck off about this shit. The notification limit? Yeah, you get 3 notifications from YouTube a day. Meek on FNT before Beardo. Meek it happen. Just G, I've been on FNT. I've been on FNT like 5 times. Yeah. I'm like a permanent guest member now. Ladybug says, I love sweets, but I gotta be careful or my ass will be wider than a door frame.
Can I get to the dance? Sweet, yes. Show me the way, 'cause I got bills.
Sequel will be the body, no snatching without consent. That's crazy. I'm looking forward to Battlefield 6, Smokey and Kenobi. Battlefield 6 was great, man. It was a lot of fun. Not followed by Blair White yet, Miki. Yeah, that's wild, dude. Michael J. White would be follow would be better than Blair. Dude, a Michael J. White follow would be great. Let me see here. The implied idea you were in an accident that flipped your car upside down. Thanks. What? Oh, wait, hold on. What am I holding back from you? Tell us. We need to know. What did I not say? I don't remember. I don't remember what I fucking said, dude. Silver Surfer had some great costumes. Yeah. Yes, Nightcrawler's in X-Men Legends, and there's a bunch more in X-Men Legends too. Just G for 2 says Ultimate Alliance 2 over 1, Miki. Well, skip Ultimate Alliance 3. No, I liked Ultimate Alliance 1 way more than 2. 2, I liked some of the team up abilities, but I didn't like how small the roster was. I hated that the Tinkerer was like the main bad guy in it. Ultimate Alliance 1 is really good, and I love the story, and you can fight like Fing Fang Foom and all this stuff. There's a lot of really cool fights in that and stuff like there's just a ton of Marvel characters in that, and there was not as many because they were holding out for DLC, and then the company that made the DLC or made the game, I think, went bankrupt, and so the DLC is not even available anymore. So you have to get like, I don't think there's a game of like a special edition of that, so some of that DLC is just gone forever and you cannot get it. There are characters in that game that you cannot get in Ultimate Alliance 2 anymore. So yeah, I was kind of pissed about that. J-Ram just became a channel member. Hey, thank you so much. J-Ram, appreciate you. I use my brother's Crunchyroll account, not crazy about it. Doesn't have all the animes. Yeah, I have a problem with Crunchyroll as well. Top 3 scariest movies. The Exorcist is number 1. Man. All my top 3 scary movies. The Exorcist is always number 1. I can't think of like what other movies like I didn't like It Chapter 2. I think there was some really scary parts in It Chapter 2 that I like actually freaked me out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the only 2 I can think of right off the bat here. All right, I'm about to pop off it here in a second. What's up, Golden Nuggets? John Amble for 5. Between the Blair and food attacks, Miki is really taxing us stiff. There's no tax. I promise. There's no tax at all. I'm not taxing you guys. The streams are completely free to watch. All right, you guys ready for me to rant a little bit? Because I'm about to pop off, bro. I'm about to fucking lose my mind a little bit. All right, ready? So yesterday I saw this on somebody whatsoever on fucking Twitter who looks exactly like you would expect him to look to say stupid shit like this. Let me see here. Decided to go off and they dropped this little thing. I'm not gonna out their name because I don't want them to get in trouble, even though this is probably out their name. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. We're just gonna talk about it. So yeah, I'm scrolling Twitter the other day, yesterday, yeah, and this fucking person drops this, talking about Batman. A gay man playing Bruce Wayne does tend to create peak, because they're talking about some fucking random actor. I don't remember what the name of the actor was. They wanted to play Batman, the new Batman, be announced for the Brave and the Bold, and so They show Kevin Conroy, who in 2016 came out as a gay man, and then decides to talk about that. Here's the thing. A lot of people didn't know that he was gay, even after he came out in 2016. A ton of people didn't know this. It actually became more prominent after he passed away that was the case and that he was gay. And so my tweet was, guy spends his whole career celebrated as a legend for his iconic voice and acting prowess. After his death, a bunch of non-fans on Twitter reduced him down to his sexuality. Apparently, this was kicking the hornet's nest and pissing a lot of people off because they're like, oh, you guys just don't, the typical arguments, oh, Nazis don't like gay people, and oh, you just hate him because he was gay. And he made it a huge part of his personality. He wrote a comic book in 2022 about his experiences as a gay man and in working as a voice actor, and how he didn't want to say anything about it because he didn't want to lose his job. Here's the thing. Nobody cared when this news came out. It didn't matter because Kevin Conroy is a legend for his work and his voice. It didn't matter. In fact, because he's a voice actor, to be honest, his personal life mattered even less. Because what mattered to you was his ability to do great voice acting. And Kevin Conroy was a legend in that. And he was Batman for decades and was the most iconic and arguably the best Batman that we've ever gotten. Who he's smashing in his personal life doesn't matter and never did. But as we know, typically what happens here is when this news gets out to the public, especially to the people that I call fake fans, the first thing they want to do is make that everything about him. That is going to be his entire identity now to them. Is every chance that they get to throw out and talk about the fact that he was a gay man, they're going to talk about it. They're going to bring it up. They're going to try to use it to validate their own lives and whatever they have going on. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter. That's really what it always comes down to. And they just they can't let it go. And so they step in here and try to pretend like they actually gave a shit about him, gave a shit about Kevin Conroy, that they actually give a shit about Batman, that they actually know anything about what's going on with his work, that they were big fans of Batman in the first place. Nah. What you actually do is you go, cool, that's a character that's really popular. Oh, look at that. I found out this person is gay. And so now I have to make a big deal about that and that part of their personal life instead of worrying about what their abilities were, what their most iconic lines were, what the most iconic roles are. It's always about what kind of thing can I make about you? Because I guarantee you, if Kevin Conroy was just a straight white man, there would be some fuck on Twitter going, you know what? All we've ever had was straight white men playing Batman. We should try to change it up a little bit. We should try to do something different about this. It's never enough. It's always going to be a complaint when it doesn't fit a certain narrative. And as soon as there's a chance to other somebody, they have to make a huge deal about it. Yes, Escapo, he was actually gay. And so I am taking heat for this. People getting really upset about this because I talked about the fact that it didn't matter. That all that mattered was that he was a great actor and that he had, he was super iconic. And you have people arguing, look at this. This is the other thing too. So I call these people fucking casuals and tourists. So what do? They just go and find the one comic book that he wrote about his experience as a gay man working as a voice actor. They find one thing, and fuck Words of Paradise for saying Clooney was better. One thing he wrote in 2020 about his experience, and they make that the entire thing. They go, oh, look at that. Well, he wrote a comic book in 2022 about his experiences. I don't know why you guys can't understand. You know, that's obviously the case. You probably didn't even know about that comic book, did you? You probably are. You're the casual because you didn't know. These people, most of these people didn't even know who the fuck Kevin Conroy was. I'm not even saying that as to be dramatic. I can guarantee most of these people haven't even watched the Batman the Animated Series or played the Arkham games, let alone know what the name of the guy playing Batman was. I guarantee it. But they want to walk in here and say, oh, you know, well, Kevin Conroy in the 2022 comic book said blah, blah, blah about how, you know, he related to the dual identity thing of being in the closet. You know, Kevin Conroy said this in 2022. You guys can't even talk about anything else in his life or anything else he had going on because you're not actually fucking fans of the guy. You're only fans of what he represents to you, what you can make him for you to push your agenda. And that's what bothers me so much. Oh, well, you know, his family was Catholic and very strict, and that's why he didn't talk about it. No, you read a comic that somebody just mentioned, you skimmed through it and decided to say, hey, I'm going to make this a huge deal. I'm going to make a huge fucking issue about it and talk about it. And then when somebody goes, hey, how about you actually praise the guy for his accomplishments and what he did and what he contributed to one of the most iconic characters in all of like literature in cinema, instead of doing that and honoring him for that, you just bitch and whine and complain about the fact that I'm not over the hill screaming and telling everybody about how gay he was, because all I do is the only thing that matters to me is that Kevin Conroy was the best Batman we've ever gotten. Wasn't Spock gay? Spock wasn't gay, and neither was Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, I think you might be thinking of Sulu. George Takei, who is gay. It's just about how can I spin this for myself. You know, I would just hate to be somebody who like spends their whole life as an actor or as an artist or anything that has to do, you know, creating things and architect, anything. And I go, cool, look at all these amazing accomplishments of my life and look at all these amazing things I contributed to X, Y, or Z. Oh, look at that. I made one of the most, portrayed one of the most iconic characters of all time and am considered, just on my voice acting alone, one of the best fits for that character in that role ever to exist. And because I wrote in about my personal experience and my personal life, whether I wrote a memoir, whether I wrote a biography, or whether I wrote a comic book, and I mentioned, you know, by the way, I also like, you know, have a husband or a boyfriend and I was gay, you know, and that was part of my experience growing up. And everybody goes, wow, isn't it amazing that a gay man did all of this stuff? And that's my whole fucking legacy, is that. That's my whole fucking legacy, is that. And then I got, instead of getting quote tweeted, because I didn't get quote tweeted, I got sent this. Some fuck with his, with a pride flag in his fucking bio, in his pronouns in his fucking bio, with almost 10 times as many followers as I have, decides to screenshot my shit, because they're too cowardly to actually fucking quote tweet it, said, these people will call you a tourist for acknowledging Kevin Conroy's sexuality, when he literally wrote a comic in DC's Pride special about how his performance as Batman was shaped by his own life as a gay man. Yes, I'm calling you a fucking tourist, because that's all you can talk about. What is there to acknowledge? Okay, he was gay. Was he a good Batman? Did you like his stuff? What was your favorite iteration of his Batman? What do you actually care about? And I just fucking responded, thanks for proving my point. Don't celebrate his talent, obsess over his sexuality, stay mad casuals, because that's all they fucking are. And then I saw people trying to say that part of the reason like that this is, it's important to talk about this and address this because Matt Bomer, who's an actor on the show Suits, I think, apparently missed out on the role of Superman in Zack Snyder, I believe, Superman, because he was gay. And it just wasn't time. You know, ignoring the fact that Ian McKellen, a gay man, has played some of the most iconic roles of all time in Magneto and Gandalf. Didn't matter that he was gay. You know, you have Neil Patrick Harris, who's a massive celebrity and has been gay out and gay for a long time, and everybody fucking knew about it. Nobody cared. You know, you forget that people in Hollywood, literally, it's not a surprise when you go to Broadway and you see people dancing and singing for a living, men that dance and sing for a living, or men that dress up in costumes and pretend for a living, and you find out that they're gay. It's not surprising. It's not surprising in the arts that you have a bunch of gay people. That's never been surprising. Just like it's not surprising when you go, hey, this guy is a great actor and he also happens to be black. But in today's day and age, everyone is so fucking obsessed with identity. They're so obsessed with identity. They're so obsessed with talking about it and addressing their identity that that's all that matters to them when they look at other people. Is, do you identify in a way that I can then justify my own takes? I can pat myself on the back and feel good about myself for extolling you or talking about you, or, you know, and it just doesn't make any fucking sense, man. It would be like Denzel Washington writing a book, and in his book he talked about that early on in his career he experienced racism. Okay? And then that's all anybody ever talks about is it was so hard for him as a black actor to make it in this world. No, he's a fucking legend. It doesn't matter that he's black. The problem one says sexuality shouldn't matter. What should matter is the content of someone's character or the lack thereof. What he or she did with their lives, their works. 100%. Because that's what I would want to be celebrated for, is my works. It's just wild, man. I just watched 4-hour streams with 9 gay dudes. I'm a casual viewer. That's wild. Holy fuck. That's crazy, bro. Like, yeah, man, it's just frustrating because I just, like, the fact that they can't even understand it. And that the thing is, all they can do to back this stuff up and all they can do to back their position up is say, well, you know, he wrote a comic book in 2022. Cool. Like, he wanted to talk about his life. He wanted to share what he was going on in his life. Cool. You know, if he had MS or he had, lost his parents when he was a child and was an orphan or whatever, you know, those things, and you want to talk about those things, but they're not going to talk about those things. They're not going to extol those things. All they want to do is talk about how important it is to them that they can address the fact that he was gay and hold him up as an icon, a gay icon. Yeah. And that's the thing. They will never acknowledge or talk about the fact that it doesn't matter. That the issue isn't that we're mad, because that's all they jump into. Well, you're just a homophobe or you're mad that he's gay. I don't care that he's gay. The jump to is always that. And the actual reality is, like we keep saying, we don't care. It didn't matter. Oh, okay, Kevin Conroy was gay. I had no idea. Okay, whatever. Move on. He was a great fucking Batman, regardless of what he did in his personal life or who he was having sex with. It doesn't matter. Vex Fear says, you don't got to worry about it from this community, Mike. We celebrate your works, not your love for men. Brandon Fasani says, Kevin was the best Batman so far, and I personally think with the right writing, Ben Affleck could have been the best live action. God bless. Yeah, Ben Affleck could have been really good. I'm hearing you're talking about gay shit, says Wolf Mob. Well, we're about to talk about more gay shit, so. Yeah, because we also just learned this too. And I wanted to talk about this a little bit too, because speaking of obsessing over things that are not important. So we obviously have been hearing about this. I was still surprised that this was even going to be a thing. Netflix announced that they're doing a season 4 of The Witcher. Which I legitimately could not believe. We're actually going to watch the trailer right now of this because I legitimately couldn't believe that they actually are going through with this. Liam Hemsworth, not Liam Hemsworth. Liam? Is it Liam? Yes, Liam Hemsworth is replacing Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. This isn't really Geralt of Rivia though. It's like Gary of Rivia. It's not actually Geralt. But this just came out. It was revealed that Liam Hemsworth had actually called about taking over the role of Geralt from Henry Cavill in 2020, a year before season 2 even aired. A year before season 2 even aired. That means that this whole time that they were ready to be done with him after season 1, after he said, hey guys, this isn't comic book accurate or book accurate. Hey, this actually kind of shits on the lore here. Hey, this is a whole thing about it's a problem. Disper says Collider wrote a whole article about how it makes you forget about Henry Cavill when it clearly made them think about Henry Cavill. Yeah, if they can keep talking, if you keep talking about Henry Cavill and going, yeah, we need to forget about him, you didn't forget about him. And the thing is, I have nothing against Liam Hemsworth at all. The thing that bothers me is the fact that him and then another writer that got kicked off the show as well were both saying, hey guys, you keep diverting from the source material, you keep doing all this stuff, we already have good story in front of us. If you stick to the source material, people will enjoy this and will really like this, and we have something special here, and the more that we can stick to it, the better it's going to be. And they refuse to listen to him. And here's the thing, we have a really fucking great example of what that looks like. Guess what? Why is Game of Thrones considered one of the best TV shows of all time? Because it had really good writing behind it, whether you like George R.R. Martin. Regardless, it had really good writing as a show, and they followed the source material. And the second that they didn't follow the source material anymore, guess what fucking happened? The show went to absolute shit, because most modern writers do not have the ability to actually craft anything like this. So we're going to watch this trailer. I have not watched the trailer yet for this. I watched the little teaser where Geralt almost got killed by a wraith, which he should have been able to deal with right away because he's old enough to do this. He's not a fucking child that just started witchering. But let's watch this and see what happens with this trailer.
Geralt,
Okay, stop. Do you notice that they hit him at the beginning like that? There is no way that that's not on purpose.
Geralt, you spent a lifetime battling monsters and men. Your entire being is dedicated to finding.
That's his new costume, by the way, and I just learned this actually on Tuesday night's main event that apparently Liam Hemsworth actually did. Okay, so yeah, actually, never mind. Fuck him for this. Apparently, he had some say in his costume, and he wanted his costume to look more like a biker jacket. He's like, I don't want to wear this armor. Make it look more like a biker jacket. What? The fuck are you doing, bro? Tell me you know absolutely nothing about. And here's the thing, they probably picked him because they go, did you read the books? Did you play the games? No, I don't really know anything about this. I just think it's a cool idea. And they probably said, you're hired. We need you. We absolutely need you on the show right now because we have this fucking actor over here who looks the part, acts the part, is physically imposing enough to play the part and look really good in it, but he won't stop talking about the source material, and we can't fucking have that. We can't, I don't want to listen to them talk about the source material anymore. I don't want to be reminded that I'm not following the book and the stories that I could be adapting really well.
Is dedicated to finding someone who you fear you failed.
Gotta do girl boss with Siri.
Always lost, never found.
She's not who she says she is.
None of us are. We enjoy.
Huh? Huh? What? What the fuck? Ooh, kill him! Ooh, kill him!
Bro, what is that? What is this fucking crew, bro? What is this fucking crew, bro? Why did they get a fat guy with Down syndrome, bro? And they got a like a in between, and they always have now they're putting redheads back in everything because they feel bad. Bro, how do you do your hair? It's medieval times. What are you doing? These people look like they just stepped out of a fucking LARPing convention, and they said, just come on down. Good enough for us.
Oh, no, 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 no.
We are joining Go across the continent to reclaim that.
What a company I've ended up with.
What is this? Who the fuck are these people? The fuck is this now? Oh, I forgot about this. This bitch showed up at the end of like the last season.
Ended up with.
Something is shifting on this continent. Wilgefortz is gathering an army. Whatever he's up to, Ciri's at the center of it.
She will be mine.
Can we win this fight?
She will be mine. Oh yes, she will be.
We can if we build an army of our own.
Now the witches are using sword. Like, what the fuck are we, bro? What the fuck are we? What are we doing, bro? Huh?
Huh?
What the fuck are we doing, bro?
When you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
She's dead, Jim.
Look what you did, you little jerk. What the fuck is a kilometer?
Why do they have to use swords? Yennefer is one of the most powerful witches in that setting. What are they doing? Why?
Need to save Ciri.
We are stronger together.
You'd abandon a life of peace to join me on a death march.
Until the day you die. You did not mention an...
They've got a cave troll. What the fuck? They've got a cave troll. I was just getting ready to say, why is he not fighting any monsters? And then they go, well, he is fighting monsters, but he's fighting monsters in like a big... they're fighting monsters in like a whole big thing. Yes, that's Lawrence Fishburne. He's fighting monsters in like a setting where people have like tamed monsters and stuff, bro.
Anything about an ominous graveyard of death.
Let's fucking move! What if I can't save her?
Not the fucking, not the dude, not the fucking modern rock music. Not the modern fucking rock music. Bro, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
Will humanity survive another day?
Saving someone is the most important job.
The Witcher is in a state of flux. You are becoming something new.
Today we fight for our future!
How will you be reborn?
I guarantee you, I'm gonna bet you fucking money on this one, that if they that this is gonna be the last season for now, and they are going to see how people respond to it, and if there's some way for them to make people come back, if they can get people to come back and watch this show, if the numbers are good enough, they will announce a season 5, and they will pretend like it's a soft reboot of the whole show with Liam Hemsworth so they can forget about Henry Cavill. You can, I guarantee it, bro. Angie Blanket, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. What the fuck is this, bro? He will be reborn as Siri 2. I guarantee if they can get... Nobody's gonna fucking watch this show. That's correct. The show's over. But they're gonna try. There's no way that they're not gonna try. Real quick, let me catch up on super chats. J Ram, thank you for becoming a channel member. Appreciate you. John Ambler says, between the Blair and food attacks, Miki is really taxing us stiff. Laughing Man for 2 says, Lurker, Fuda, Ben Tax. Jay skips my member messages. I won't skip your member messages, Laughing Man. O0D for 109 says, Blairif. Thank you. Hoodblade for 199. Thanks, Nate. Says Blairif Tax. Scalpel for 5 says, I seriously had no idea. Wow, Conroy's gay. I cared about as much as when I learned Ian McKellen and Mike are gay. Talent is talent. Thank you for the backhanded compliment. Wolf Mob for 2 says, no more gay stuff. No. Hey, I got you. Don't worry. And then Jesus of Davila just gifted a channel membership as well. Thank you, Jesus. Appreciate you. Did you say that we have seasons 4 and 5? I thought season 4 was the last season. I thought Witcher was done after season 4. Do they really have a 5 confirmed? The season 5 is confirmed as the last season. Dude, they're gonna do another season after this? I thought this was the last fucking season. I completely forgot they were at a whole nother one. I thought they were filming 2 seasons back to back, already confirmed. Fuck, dude, I did not realize that. Oh, disparate. This is gonna be even worse, bro. This is gonna be even fucking worse. Single Man Skits, what did you miss? We just watched the trailer for The Witcher season 4, man. We just watched the trailer for The Witcher season 4, and it looks like dog shit. It looks like absolute dog shit. A shell of its former self. You know what? We're gonna go back. I'm gonna go back now, and we're gonna go watch the trailer for season 1 of The Witcher. Listen, maybe you didn't like it. I like season 1 of The Witcher. And just the fucking difference, even in tone. Bro. It's fucking crazy to me. Might just be 2 short seasons, basically 1 season cut in half. They might. They're filming back to back. Jay talked about a G&D Daily. I didn't know they were doing back to back, bro. That's crazy. Fun fact, Mike's Barney clips are very popular on furry sites. Please no. Please no.
I've heard tales of your kind, Witcher. You're a mutant. Created by magic. Roaming the continent.
We don't want your kind here.
Hunting monsters. For a price. I thought you'd have fangs or horns or something.
I had them filed down.
People call you a monster too. Why not kill them?
Because then I am what they say I am.
Gay show.
All of our choices.
I like season 1 a lot more than season 2.
If he is out there, there is still hope.
Here's the thing now too. I know that they cast a younger actor as Ciri, but like the actress they cast, I know they're trying to go for like, oh look, she's a lot younger. I really wish they would have either cast 2 actors like they did. Like House of the Dragon had enough balls to do that. To have Millie Alcock play younger what's her nuts. I don't remember her fucking actress's name. Rhaenyra. To play a younger Rhaenyra, which I thought was fucking rad, because you go like, cool, we have a younger Rhaenyra, and then like do a step forward. Single Man Skid says, I walked into a Warhammer shop today. I think the Tism followed me home. Well, you're probably going to be playing Warhammer soon, and I hope you are. The quick cuts are so annoying in sword fights, mean the actors suck. That is true. Yeah, it's much better to have like longer cuts and stuff like that. Yep. Cavill's voice will not be matched. He was so close to Game Geralt. He did such a good job, dude. Season 1 still had a lot of woke crap, still had too much focus on the end. I didn't mind season 1. It wasn't perfect, but I liked season, I like season 1, dude. I'm just gonna be honest. There's some things I don't like about it, but one of the things I love about season 1 is that it has a non-linear timeline. I loved the non-linear timeline, and I kind of like that they don't fucking explain it to the audience. And a lot of people were really confused as to what was going on, and they're like, what is this? I don't understand it. But once it all starts to make sense that it's a non-linear timeline and that you're seeing things from like 50, 60, 100 years ago and stuff, I thought that was actually really cool. You know, what's or nuts? Yeah. Yeah, I actually like that. The thing is too, in season 2 of The Witcher, I don't like season 2 of The Witcher. I think it fell off a little bit, or quite a bit. But the first episode with the Beauty and the Beast storyline with the succubus and his friend who was cursed to become like a monster, that shit is rad, dude. Him fighting a succubus or whatever and shit was so fucking cool. Like, that kind of stuff is awesome, dude. The Bruja fight in season 1 is fucking awesome. Like, I love that Bruja fight, bro. It was gross. It was like terrifying. You actually felt like Geralt was getting his ass kicked and stuff, dude. That shit was so cool. Dante Rage has seriously hated Yennefer and Triss in the show. They're supposed to be beautiful through magic. They are not. Well, Triss felt like a fucking afterthought, which is really dumb, because I would have loved to have seen them actually cast somebody as Triss that wasn't like an afterthought actress, and actually cast somebody that they thought could carry that role. Instead, they race swapped her, another redhead that they race swapped. And then she basically was essentially a nobody who never felt like she was going to be able to step up and be a love interest to Geralt in the first place. John the Casual Artist, disembodied voice of Jeremy, but you like Man of Steel? I do like Man of Steel. I won't ever deny that. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I think Man of Steel is a good Superman movie. I like it. I like it a hell of a lot more than James Gunn's 2025 Superman that I also keep getting shit to. The Striga, thank you, not the Bruja. Bruja is a fucking vampire. The Striga, thank you, the Effete. What did I do, Leon Kennedy? What did I say? Did I miss something? I must have missed something from Leon Kennedy. The Siri actress is so gorgeous. Well, there you go. I ain't judging. Surprised they didn't cast Peter Dinklage as Geralt after Cavill. That would actually, I would have watched the shit out of that. Bro, I would have watched the shit out of that. If they decided to cast Peter Dinklage as Geralt of Rivia, they replace Henry Cavill with Peter Dinklage. They go, just don't comment on it. Don't worry about it. Oh, dude, I would have watched that. Hey, you know the teal coloring you see in the pause frame here? Hate this modern color grading. That is true. I don't disagree with that.
Geralt of Rivia.
Judge me.
They say witches can't feel human emotion.
Me stoking the fire. Don't
What
do
do
that.
you believe in?
He also has this like medallion. They change his medallion look.
Lesser. Greater. Meddling.
Hey, what's up, Neil Horn? How you doing, buddy? Thank you, Leon Kennedy. Fringilla's fucking terrible. She was never good. Hey, what's up, Young Ripper? How you doing, buddy? Papa Ripper.
I can't protect her.
We're complaining. I'm not going to finish this. We're complaining about the season 4 of The Witcher and how dog shit it looks. Yeah, dude, it's fucking terrible, man. And you know what? Rippa being here, that's a good point, because Rippa's talked about this before. But like, you know, like if Hollywood was to approach Rippa and say, "Hey, yo, can we make can we make an ISOM movie? Can we make an ISOM TV show?" Rippa will go, "No, fuck yourselves. You can give me the money and I'll make the show. I'll find the right people to do it." And that's the way you should handle that kind of stuff. You know, a lot of times these writers and these studio heads and these showrunners and stuff will go find somebody that's really good at talking and convincing people. They will go approach that writer and they will say to that guy, hey, this is what we want to do. Here's what we want to do with things. Here's how we want to do things. And they will lie to those people to their face and promise them that they have the best story interest at heart, that they're trying their best to do things really well, and that they're gonna stay faithful. And then they fucking take it and run with it, because as soon as they get the rights to it, they say, cool, we can do whatever we want. It's actually the reason why Henry Cavill stepping into 40K was such a cluster at first, because it got announced and they talked about it and they were all excited to talk about it, and people were announcing it and sharing all this news about it, and they hadn't signed a deal yet. They didn't put ink to paper yet about what they wanted to do. And as everybody knows, Amazon actually has a DEI checklist that they have to follow when they do programs. There has to be there's a literal actual checklist that they say this many women have to be here, this many women have to be involved in production, this many people of color have to be involved in the production, this many people of color have to be seen on screen, all of this stuff to force there to be representation and diversity on their sets, which already was a thing because you already have naturally diverse sets. But they did that, and when Amazon realized that Games Workshop and Henry Cavill and his crew were going to try to do a faithful adaptation of 40K that actually mattered and meant something to the fans, that actually followed the lore of 40K and some of the grim darkness of 40K, that's actually kind of ridiculous, but also super fucking dark. You know what they realized? They were like, oh shit. That's going to be a problem for us. You know why? Because that means that we don't have the ability to force the DEI checklist. Because there's no female space marines. And once they realized that, they got in a huge they locked horns, had a huge fucking fight about this. Realized, oh fuck, we're screwed. Because we're not going to be able to follow that DEI checklist that we have in front of us. Good. I want Henry Cavill to be proven right here so badly. Yes, I know that Games Workshop changes their own lore a lot too, but I desperately want Henry Cavill to be proven right here. I want him and his team to fucking knock this out of the park, dude. I want them to make 40K something awesome that is respectful to the lore, just like in when they did the Space Marine 2 teaser for Secret Level, which if you haven't watched it, it's awesome. If you have not watched the Secret Level episode, 40K Space Marine 2 episode, it is fucking rad. Please go check it out. Or go check out, if you haven't already, go check out Astartes on YouTube. I know we also got an announcement for Astartes 2, which is rad, but that kind of stuff is what I want to see happen. And that kind of stuff, I'm hoping that Henry Cavill is proven right, that if you actually follow the source material, if you actually care about the project and you actually work towards making the project something that the fans want to see and actually enjoy and love, that him as a fan also would want to see, that will be the thing that sells it to people and people watch it. That's what I hope for. That's what should happen. Because here's the thing, it is actually something that you're taught all the time as a creative. Make the thing that you want to see. Don't try to make a movie that you think everybody else will want to see and go, oh yeah, people probably like this and that. Movies by committee do not work. Make a movie that you want to see. And people will resonate with it and people will care about it. Space Marine episode was sick? Yeah. Big Frey said he watched it. Yep. Single Man Skid says, Mike, what you got in the works film wise? Well, we actually showed a bunch of like just screenshots and stills the other day on Epicverse channel. We're still working on our short films. There are like, so we have the Viking one is almost 100% done. It's really close. We have one 100% done already. We have one in like pre-production, and then we also but it'll go really fast. Most of the pre-production's already done for it, and then we have one that is in late stage post-production that we're trying to finish. Once it's all done, we'll drop it. We thought about just dropping everything individually, but I kind of want to just drop it all together. I think that would be the better way to do it, so that you guys can just see it all together and have a bunch of stuff to check it out with. It's been the problem. These gens have been making things they want to see. Well, that's true. That, you know what? That's a good point. They have been making things that they want to see, but they are ignoring the fact that most people don't actually think like they think. So, Screw Waiter says Mike makes movies. That's what that's all about. I do not make pornos, okay? But yeah, man, it's just crazy, bro. Like, it's just a fucking mess, dude. You know, and they deserve what they get. I really do. I'm sure the viewership's going to be low. I don't want to wish bad on anybody for anything, but dude, is a shorter film Takeda? Some of them are. You're finally on Kennedy. But yeah, man, it's just a mess, dude. You know, I don't know what Netflix thinks they're doing. I don't know what they're trying to pull off here. I don't know why they thought that this was a good idea. The only thing I can figure is that they had contracts already for a bunch of these guys for at least 4 seasons, and they realized that they couldn't back out and that they're stuck with these contracts now. And so they have to do it now. That's the only thing I can figure is going on. That's the only thing I can figure out is going on here. I don't know, man. So yeah, I have no faith in The Witcher. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. Mike, do you think Amazon is going to mess up Stargate going forward? Are they redoing Stargate? Because if they're redoing Stargate, yes, they're going to mess it up. I haven't actually watched the Stargate series. It's on my list. It's something that I'm trying to get to. I know that's blasphemy for a lot of nerds. There's just too many things. I've watched a lot of nerdy shit in my life, but yeah, Stargate was one I never got a chance to get around to. I was a big Star Trek guy growing up. Lord Boltha for 5 says, watch 40K secret level episode with mine, not a big gamer, reads romance novel with wife, and she said she didn't get it. I said, then that's why it's good. Yeah, it's for fans. Stargate is amazing. I've heard that, dude. Awakening is a great 40K fan film on YouTube. I think I've checked it out. Stargate is awesome. To Disbrew, I trust Disbrew's. I trust Disbrew's judgment on that kind of stuff. Yeah, Stargate is on my list, but yeah, if you're not a 40K fan and you watch the 40K thing, you're like, I don't understand what's happening here. It's probably a good thing. Now, the thing is, like, you're gonna have different levels of fans. There's always a reality to the fact that you want things to be not necessarily like accessible, like dumbed down, but you want people to be able to watch your thing and enjoy it. Like, you want people to be able to watch Lord of the Rings and then jump in there and go, cool, this is awesome. I kind of get what's going on. I like this. I like what's happening here, and I want to know more about it. That's a good way of doing things. Like, that's what you want to see happen with your projects and stuff. What you don't want to do is dumb things down and then try to make it as palatable as possible for casual audiences and ignore fans. So this person says, I've seen all the spinoffs, would watch them again anytime. Even Stargate Universe got good after the start, which was some of the worst TV ever made, in my opinion. Interesting. Yeah. What, Mike has not seen Stargate? What is he doing with his life? I watched a lot of things, dude. Stargate is lesbian approved. That's wild. Dude, I watched a lot of Star Trek and everything else, dude. So, yeah. I don't know, man. It's just one of those things, though. Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate. I watch Firefly, I've watched Star Trek, and I watch Star Wars, and I love all of them. Not like, modern Star Wars, obviously, and modern Star Trek is fucking awful as well. But yeah, old school cool stuff too. Practical Magic 2 releases soon. Hopefully they won't wokeify that too. I would love for Practical Magic just to be fucking good. That would be awesome. Yeah. That would be the good thing to do, and that would be the thing that you want to have happen. So, yeah, man, I don't know. It's just it's a fucking mess that we're in right now, and I don't know. I think things, the hope is that things will be better, but we also talked about this a lot. It's going to be, I know Gary has said this a lot, I know Drinkers probably talked about this as well. It's going to be probably 5 to 6 years before we see this stuff start to really ring itself out now that things are different. Did you watch Sliders? I watched Sliders way back in the day, but not every episode. Predators Badlands next month. Yeah, I actually kind of want to see it. I'm hoping it'll be good, but it's not going to be. But yeah, I like Sliders. I've only watched like I watch episodes here or there. I never got like super deep into Sliders. I did remember Sliders though, and I liked it. And I probably would end up going back and watching it. There's a bunch of like old TV that I didn't watch growing up that I missed out on that I kind of want to go back and watch as well. How do like Meek? What? Space King is the 40K world we need after 40K shot itself. I mean, you know, that's the thing about 40K is like, I know it's an ever evolving thing, but the fan base is passionate about it. And I think that they would like to keep things, I do think that they are serious about trying to please their fans. So Mike only watches his own movies now. No, I watch other movies. I watch movies all the time. There's a balance to it all. Madney for 5 says in 5 to 6 years, anime will be king. Anime is already pretty much up there. Anime is killing it right now. The fact that you can have Demon Slayer Infinity Castle make more money than fucking Superman, when it released like 3 months earlier in Japan, you had a movie get released that was out there in the ether for 3 months in Japan that became the second highest grossing movie of all time in Japan, only behind Mugen Train during 2020 when everyone was at home. Okay. And then here it's just fucking crushing numbers. I fucking hate anime. You shouldn't. There's a lot of really good anime out there, man. And yeah, the fact that Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is making that much fucking money. What are we at right now? Let me see what the totals are right now for box office, dude. I don't normally care that much about box office, but I do like seeing movies that I like do well. So it's as of October 25th, $633 million. The biggest danger in anime is their studios think they need Western staff in order to satisfy the Western audience. That is true. And I'm hoping that will not, that it'll stay the way it is. They just keep going, nope, we're going to make stuff for our audiences. $633 million fucking dollars, bro. Crushing it. The first 8 seasons of Stargrade are great. I'll definitely check it out. Slammin' Dayers. Oh, dude, I watched Quantum Leap as well. Yeah, I didn't watch like every single episode of Quantum Leap, but I've seen quite a few episodes of Quantum Leap. I used to watch that a lot. Dude, I used to watch all of these old school shows. Dude, I watched the $6 Million Man back in the day. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm trying to think of like, dude, I watched, I've talked about this before, but let me see here. I watched The Land of the Lost with my mom. I watched The $6 Million Man. I watched the original Star Trek. I watched, Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah, dude. I didn't watch a ton of Ultraman, but I know that was like a huge one as well. Yeah, The Incredible Hulk. I watched Swamp Thing. I think that was in the 80s. Dude, I watched the RoboCop TV show back in the day. Alien Nation. I've seen all of Alien Nation and all the movies that they did as well. I've seen Quantum Leap. I'm like looking through some of these shows, bro, man. This is like old school. Yeah, I watched a ton of this shit back in the day. There was some stuff that I missed, but I watched what I could, so I didn't give a cat AIDS. That never happened. Greatest American Hero. I watched some of that show. I didn't watch all of it. But I do remember The Great American Hero. Dude, I watched all of Lost in Space. My grandmother had every single episode of Star Trek, and she had every single episode of Lost in Space on tape. And I watched that as well. Dude, yeah. Yeah, man, that's so nuts, dude. A-Team, I watched the A-Team. Man, and then when you get to like the 90s, dude, it blew up. I mean, I've watched Futurama. I watched Sliders, not all the Sliders, but I watched quite a few of Sliders. I watched some of Buffy. I haven't watched a ton of Buffy, but I've watched some of Buffy. I watched Xena, Warrior Princess. I watched Hercules. The Legend Continues, Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Yeah, dude, all of those shows. Yeah, man. Reboot, Nightman. I don't know if anybody remembers Nightman. Watched a shit out of a show called Nightman back in the day. Mantis, I've talked about that show a lot before. Yeah, we were kind of fucking killing it. Watched Beast Wars. Oh, bro. Dude, we had it so fucking good back in the day. I never watched Matlock. That was Ripa. Angel's a lot better than Buffy. I never watched Angel either. Yeah, dude. I mean, I watched a lot of this stuff growing up, man. Reboot and Beast Wars are amazing. Yeah, Reboot was so fucking good, dude. And then like we also and then I watched like a bunch of like old school cartoons as well, like Johnny Quest and like Godzilla and all of those cartoons, because they were on Boomerang, and I like Boomerang more than I like Nickelodeon. Dude, I watched Wonder Woman, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman back in the day. Watched Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, I know there's gonna be a lot of jokes in that one. Yeah, I'm just like looking through some of these old school shows, dude. Yeah. And then I tried an episode of Xena that show didn't age well. It like, no, but it's still like got a weird charm to it. Did you watch Viper and the reboot of Knight Rider? I did not. I did hear that the reboot of Knight Rider wasn't terrible though. Oh my gosh, I watched Super Friends back in the day. Yeah, dude. Hey Arnold. I did watch Hey Arnold. Angel's darker version of Buffy. I heard a lot of people liked Angel, so hey man, Fifth Down Sports, have a good night, buddy. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. But yeah, my grandmother loved what was it, Columbo. She watched the shit out of Columbo. So I watched some of Columbo, not all of it, and I never really got it as a kid. I wanted to go watch like other stuff. Like I wanted to go back and like watch Star Trek and stuff. That was like that was what I was excited about. Farscape is also on my list, but I have not watched it. Farscape is great. The miniseries finale. I have been told, like Rough Night tells me all the time I have to watch Farscape. I'm definitely gonna put it on my list to watch. It's definitely gonna be one that I end up checking out for sure. Watch WWF from 1997 to 2000. I started watching it in 2000 and I started watching wrestling consistently in 2006. Yeah, I started watching like 2006, I think. And watched a ton of it. Fringe was great except the last series. I heard Fringe was good. I actually went to start Fringe the other day, and I just I got busy with stuff and I didn't finish it up, but dude, I heard Fringe was great. Dude, I'm trying to think of like some other stuff. I also watched like a bunch of shows back in the day on like old BBC shows. Not like a ton, but I did watch stuff like from that back in the day as well. My mom loved Faulty Towers. I watched shit out of Faulty Towers with her back in the day. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what there's like other shows back then like that. Well, and like I've talked about this. I watched Horatio Hornblower back in the day. Horatio Hornblower was like a fucking great show. I did there was a Gerard Depardieu did a Count of Monte Cristo short series. That was really good. I still actually prefer to Jim Caviezel's was good, but I dug the Count of Monte Cristo from the Gerard Depardieu series. I never watched Get Smart, actually. I watched it when I was older, but I prefer to do a tier list of 90s and 2000 TV shows. That'd be cool. I could check that out. What's up, Angmar? How you doing, buddy? Sequest. There you go. Well, how I got introduced to Sequest, I guess Sequest is the cartoon, was watching C-Lab. That's how I actually got introduced to Sequest, was watching C-Lab first. I should have never watched that show as a kid, but I did. I watched a lot of shows that I should have never watched as a kid back in the day. Let me see if I can find the one. Was it in the 90s they did it? Yeah, the 1998 Count of Monte Cristo that they did. Yep. Where did they produce that? Oh, that was a French TV show. 4-part miniseries. Yeah, I watched the shit out of that, dude. It was so good. Miss out on the Attitude Era? I did miss out on the Attitude Era, yeah. I watched the Attitude Era after it happened. Farscape is great and it improves the Sci-Fi Channel. Dude, Sci-Fi Channel canceled a lot of good shows. There was a show back in the day called Alphas that was about these people that had like superpowers, but their powers were based in like reality. Like they tried to base them in like natural like occurrences and like human human abilities. Like there was a guy that had like super strength because he could like supercharge his like his adrenaline to like push he could like move cars and shit like that. They had like a kid who had like autism and he could see like radio waves and computer waves and he could like open them up and look at them and stuff. Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff like that, dude. A guy that had like what is it, hyperkinesis or whatever, where he could like throw things with like super hyper precision and stuff. And that show was like pretty decent and I liked where they were going with it, and they fucking canceled it, bro, and I hated that. And then they only got 2 seasons of that show. Is it 2 seasons? And they fucking canceled it, and I was just like, just give it a chance, bro. You guys have let shittier shows go on than this. Yeah, they got 2 seasons of it, and they ended it on a fucking cliffhanger, and I really wish I would have at least done 1 more season of it. Alphas was actually really good. Original Boy Meets World, Topanga was my crush. I watched all of Boy Meets World back in the day. Did you watch the Merlin TV show? I did, with Sam Neill. Yeah, oh no, Merlin. Yeah. Well, there's Merlin, the short series that they did with Sam Neill, and I watched that. And then I have watched the show Merlin that was on, I think, BBC. Lady Epic watched that show a lot, and she really liked it, so I watched that as well. No, okay, I have not seen the live action then. I do remember the Blade series. It was on Spike TV. Yeah, dude, the Blade series was back. Okay, so I was wrong about Sequest. I hated the OG Simpson trial. My dad would only watch that when I got home from school and I couldn't watch DBZ. Dude, I would have been pissed. I feel that. I watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Robin Hood on the BBC. I watched some of Robin Hood. I have not watched all of it. Alphas was good. Hell yeah, McCary. You remember that, yeah. Alphas was good. Yeah, I hated the cliffhanger, dude. Remember the Crow series? I watched like 1 episode of the Crow series. I love the first movie, but I never got super into it after that. So, I've never watched The Outpost. Almost Human. I remember hearing about Almost Human, but I never watched it. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. I also didn't watch that one. I know of that one, but I never watched that. I remember the Animal TV show. I didn't watch that. My mom wouldn't let me. She was like, that seems weird and creepy. Warehouse 13 was good. I haven't watched Warehouse 13 as well. I know there was like Eureka, Warehouse 13, and then like one other one, and they were all in like the same universe together, which I thought was a fucking rad idea. Yeah, Allison Scagliotti was in that show, and she was really hot. That's what I remember about that show, but I never watched Warehouse 13. I just knew about it. What was it? It was the same universe as... Hold on, let me see here. Okay, it was a shared universe that Sci-Fi was doing, which was rad, and I wish I would have kept going with it. Yeah, so Eureka... let me see here. Oh, she was in an episode of Alphas. Oh, she was in, okay, so I didn't know Alphas was also in that. Dude, that's crazy, man. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to check out Warehouse 13 as well. I think probably what I'll probably watch next is Farscape, since I have, it's not as much of a time commitment, and then maybe I'll start watching, Stargate. Yeah, I remember Mantis, a black crippled superhero. Yeah, and they fucking killed him in season 2 because the show got canceled, and they ended it by him getting killed by an invisible T-Rex. They killed him with an invisible T-Rex. It was wild, dude. Merlin went to shit after the 3rd season. Did it? I remember watching it. I don't remember how many seasons of it I watched with Lady Epic. I watched a bunch of it with her though. Wishbone. Yeah, dude, I loved Wishbone. My mom watched all of Leverage. I didn't watch Leverage. Did anyone watch Smart Guy? I watched the heck out of Smart Guy. He's a smart guy, smart guy, smart guy. With what is it, Taj Mowry or whatever? Yeah, it was like about the kid who was He was like 8 or something like that, and he was in like high school. Taj Mahari, yep. Yeah, dude. That's pretty rad, actually. Doop doop doo 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 doop. Sherry says you slayed the super chats at Tuesday night's main event. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Did I watch Merkin? I don't know what Merkin is. Eureka, Warehouse 13, and Eureka. Hell yeah, I gotta check those out. Alpha's Warehouse 13 and Eureka were peak. Dude, hell yeah. Skirt Ferguson says Chlamydia Jones, Runchmeyer, perhaps Werpa Derp. Why are you like this, dude? You remember Dark Matter? I do remember Dark Matter. I never watched it, dude. There's a lot of those sci-fi shows I have not watched. Eureka was good for about 3 seasons, and when the time travel, it went downhill. Okay. That kind of sucks. Dude, I loved Wishbone. And Ghost Rider. Fuck yeah, Reset the Cripple. Ghost Rider was fucking great. Dude, oh yeah. This brought up yeah. So like I watched Smart Guy. I watched Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I watched Sister. I watched Cousin Skeeter. Gosh, Cousin Skeeter was old school. I watched The Famous Jet Jackson. Rest in peace to him, because yeah, he died. Yeah, The Famous Jet Jackson was fucking rad. I watched all of Boy Meets World. I watched that from the very start to the very end, man. Boy Meets World was great. Damn, dude, that brought back a lot of fucking memories. Holy cow. Blast from the fucking past. This is why I do these streams, because we get to talk about shit like this. Firefly was great. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I still see a lot of people talk about Firefly, and I see a lot of people say that they still wish it got a second season. And I'm actually of the mindset that because we got Serenity, I don't need another season. It would have been awesome back in the day, but because we got Serenity, I'm like kind of cool with letting it go. I kind of love what it is now. I mean, it would be cool if they did like well, no, let me say it this way. It would have been cool for like Joss Whedon to come back and instead of doing modern sensibility writing, actually write a continuation of Firefly with the same kind of vibes. Maybe a new crew, or maybe Mal getting together, slowly putting together a new crew, but like really kind of struggling because like a lot of people died in Serenity. But I would watch that. I would love to see more of that Firefly universe, but I don't trust any of the writers nowadays to do anything with it. And because they fucking hate Joss Whedon so much, I don't think they'd ever let him get a chance to do it. And that's what sucks. Yep. I wanted to see what happened to what's his name? Oh my gosh, the bounty hunter in Firefly. Am I a lion? Never considered myself a lion. Jubal Early. Wow, bro. I didn't even have to look that up. Yeah, Jubal Early. He was such a fucking cool character. Bobo Yogi for 5. Forget your watch list. Do Farscape. Prove to us that you actually have both feet. By the way, I thought you were only 30-ish. You old. I'm 54. I'm 35. Yeah, I'm 35. I'm old. Yeah, I'll check out Farscape. I love Samurai Jack. That's one of my favorite shows ever. It's arguably one of the best animated shows ever made, and people just slept on that fucking show. And the fact that they came back with a reboot and made it like an adult theme reboot with like a lot of like actual death and blood and shit was so cool. This person said, I just read Alphas exist in the same universe as Rika and Warehouse 13. I had no idea. I wonder if they cross over with Alphas and I didn't know. It said that one of the characters in, I think, Eureka investigates something that's going on with that happened in the show Alphas. So I don't know. That would have been rad to see a crossover with that eventually. Warehouse 13 was awesome, and so was Eureka until like the 5th season. I'll have to put it on my list to check them out. Sleepy Hollow had the great cast. I never watched Sleepy Hollow. What was that show where the strange stuff happened in the town and the first agent isn't who she thinks she is? I'm not sure. Reading Rainbow and effing Captain Planet. I watched both of those shows. And now as an adult watching Captain Planet, I was like, what was I watching, bro? What was I fucking watching, bro? I never watched Poltergeist the series. That would have scared the shit out of me. Also, I didn't know they had a Friday the 13th TV series. Interesting. Sleepy Hollow was good. That was on FX, wasn't it? FX was fucking like killing it, bro. Justified is still one of my favorite shows of all time ever. Yeah, Tia and Tamara, hell yeah, dude. Dude, I love Justified. It's still one of my favorite shows. Did you watch Primeval, the UK sci-fi show about time traveling dinosaurs? No, I did not. I have to check that out. I did watch, they did, oh my gosh, what was the show back in the day? There was a show that they did about these people that travel to a city with that has dinosaurs. I don't remember what the name of that show was. Skirt is just saying the weirdest fucking things right now, bro. Morgana, actress in Merlin, that looked like Keira Knightley. She was fucking hot, dude. And she was in Supergirl too. Oh, she was... Spooks is a must-see show. What? Omar Gooding? Hell yeah, dude. I did not watch Scorpion. I don't think so. The Strain. I've heard The Strain was actually really cool. It was like a vampire horror series. I'll have to check that out. Dude, Dominic Lopez, I loved Gargoyles. Gargoyles was so fucking good, dude. Gargoyles was amazing. Yeah, I did watch Hercules, The Legend That Continues. That was such a good one. Dude, such a fucking good one. Yeah, Ghost Rider was rad. Ultimate Force and Strike Back are great action military shows. I've never watched those. I'll put those on the list too. Scott Ferguson says Yaxberry, Flo Muntuler, Charlie Sideways, Professor Altamarkberry. I don't... Why are you doing this, Kurt? Dark Matter is a great sci-fi show. Is also a good series on Apple TV. Oh, shit. I'll check them out. I used to watch Chicago Fire, PD, Ahmed was at, and Justice got canceled, but Fire and PD were good. Oh, nice. Hell yeah, dude. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back in the day as well. I saw the pilot for Alphas and thought it was dumb, then couldn't find it ever again until now. Thank you. Yeah, dude, it's actually pretty good. The pilot is okay, but the show actually gets pretty good, and I like the second season a lot. There was just some really cool ideas there for superpowers. Oh yeah, I watched the show Not Even Stevens. I've watched some of Dark Angel with Jessica Alba. She was so hot in that show, bro. Yep, Jet Jackson, bro. Cousin Skeeter was some gay BS. Cousin Skeeter was wild, bro. Free streaming services like Roku and Pluto have all the seasons of Farscape. I'll check it out. Dude, lean back. Speak my language. BBC's Chronicles of Narnia was aired on PBS every Sunday. The show went from wardrobe to Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Yes, it did. And yeah, Chronicles of Narnia, the BBC version of Chronicles of Narnia was actually fucking lit. It was actually really good. Famous Jet Jackson's cursed. Jet Jackson died and the chick went into porn. Damn, dude. Damn. Ugh. Dude. Oh, man. Yeah, the Chronicles of Narnia from the BBC was fucking awesome, dude. Mike, you sound like my dad. Damn, you old. I am old. Mutant X. That's actually a lit on my list because that had I think it's the same show that had Timothy Dalton in it. Didn't Mutant X have Timothy Dalton in it? I'll have to check it out. I haven't watched that one yet. Whole generation grew up of crushing on Topanga. I had a huge crush on Topanga. I've not watched Vikings yet. I heard Vikings was good up until like season 2 or 3, but I don't know. Dude, I remember So Weird from Disney. Yep. I watched Sister had a massive crush on T and Tamara's a double hawk. I did too. Yeah. The hot twins, bro. John the Casual Artist says I'm a leaf on the wind. It's too soon. Maitland Ward is a chick that went into porn that was on Jet Jackson. Really? That name sounds really familiar. Who was she on the famous? Oh, okay. Yeah, I do know who that is. That's wild, dude. Originally fans were mad at Serenity because they thought the movie might bring the show back. Yeah, it was never going to do that, dude. I liked Serenity a lot. I thought it was a great send-off. Serenity was used to basically tie up all the storylines from the series and never got to finish the first season before it was canceled. Yeah. Well, because Sci-Fi also aired it out of order, and yeah, fucking ruined the whole show. So fuck them for that, dude. Dog the Bounty Hunter. I never watched that. Jubal Early. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Harbinger for 5 says you should have a look at Primeval, Meek. I'll check it out. I have not watched the animated show Primal either. I know about that's by Gendy Tartakovsky, who did Samurai Jack. So I do want to check that out. How the hell is Mike only 35 and know all these old shows? I watched a lot of old shows growing up, man. I watched Sci-Fi Channel back in the day, and they used to show all these old shows during the afternoon, and I loved them, dude. I did watch a lot of TV. I watched a lot of TV, and I watched a lot of movies back in the day when I was younger. My mom used to own like over 1,000 VHSs, and I watched so many movies. I loved Frasier. My Lady Epic watches Frasier all the time. I love that show. Wayward Pines, I've never seen that one. Meek, you would not make it through The Haunting of Hill House. Probably not. I've been told I should watch it, but I know I'm being scared. You ever watch Ned's Declassified School Survival? I did. That was more my sister. She watched that show a lot, but I did watch that show with her. It was fun. Justified was so damn good. Yeah, dude. We dug coal together. Matt Funko, I have watched The Last Kingdom. I have not watched the last season of the movie. I got halfway through the last season, but I have not finished the last season or the movie yet of that show, but I do plan on it. I definitely do plan on watching the last season of The Last Kingdom and then the movie. I love The Last Kingdom. It was hard to the show was good. I really liked The Last Kingdom, but what was it? The actor that played was it Aemond? Hold on, let me see here. Hold on. I'm having trouble remembering fucking names right now. What was his fucking name? Oh my gosh, dude, I cannot remember his fucking name. Hold on, I'll pull up the characters here. Where is he? Oh, King Alfred. Yeah. Wow, King Alfred. Fucking. Yeah, the guy that played King Alfred in Last Kingdom was so good, dude. Oh my gosh, and the show just wasn't the same without him. Bianca was so good, dude. I love The Last Kingdom. It's a fucking great show. Did you watch Disney So Weird back in the day? I did watch Disney So Weird. I never watched Half and Half. I don't think I watched Half and Half. Dinotopia. Thank you. I watched Dinotopia. I watched some of Terra Nova as well, but Dinotopia was the one. I'll give you a list of body horrors you should watch, Mike. The Thing, The Fly, The Blob, and H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond. I've watched The Thing, and I've seen The Fly, and dude, The Fly is fucking gross. I've never watched The Blob or From Beyond, but I did watch Bob Ross, but that wasn't where I got inspiration from my fro. I used to never have a fro, bro. Hey, Adrian, have a good night, buddy. Dude, I'm so fucking behind. Spooks is about MI5. Interesting. I mean, I haven't watched these shows. No Skirt. I haven't watched these shows. I don't know anything about them. Gargoyles is fucking rad. I watched Chuck because of Lady Epic. I haven't seen every single episode. I have to check out Scorpion too. I haven't checked out Scorpion. I was annoyed when Scorpion got canceled on a cliffhanger. Oh, never mind. I don't want to watch it, dude. Omar must have pissed some people off because he deserved better, especially being Cuba's cousin. He was solid in Playmakers on ESPN after Smart Guy, which the NFL crushed. Dude, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he's a talented dude. I don't know, yeah, he might have said something he wasn't supposed to. I don't know. Keith David's Goliath was fucking epic. Yes, dude. Yeah, it was so good. Maitland Ward went into porn from Boy Meets World, not Famous Jackson. I was just watching him so many times a day during that time period. That's fucking hilarious. Like Misfits, Bones. I've heard Bones was good. Let's see here. I'm gonna catch up on these shows, and then I'm probably gonna call it for the night because I do have to do a bunch of stuff tonight, or in the morning, I should say. Never watched Relic Hunter, either. There was a kid show I used to watch, but I can never remember the name. Or I can never remember what it was called, and only remember certain scenes. Disper says it's about them going to another world, and at one point their worlds merged, and they had to defend against swordsmen through their letterbox. What? Mike saying 35 is old is wild. I mean, you know, not in my 20s anymore. Meek was the original Barf for Spaceballs, but his Sugarfoot got him cut for candy. What? Vikings still good till season 4 or 5. Gotcha. Carnival was great until, but too bad they canceled it after season 2. That sounds really familiar. I haven't checked it out. Hey, have a good night, Leon Kennedy. Terra Nova was a time travel Dino show. Okay, maybe I didn't watch Terra Nova then. Or maybe I did watch it. That was on ABC, wasn't it? There was Dinotopia. I remember Dinotopia distinctly. But was Terra... Okay. Terra Nova maybe was the one with the... Was it two brothers? I don't remember, dude. I don't fucking remember anymore. I'll have to check these out. Dude, there's so many good shows back on in the day. Firefly was on Fox. Was it... Did I say Sci-Fi? I meant Fox. Yeah, Fox also fucked over Almost Human, which is a really good show, and also had Gina Carano in it in one episode. The Outer Limits. I've watched some of the Outer Limits, but not a ton of it. I watched My Life as a Teenage Robot. That was fun. Hey, someone tell me what protein powder to buy. Bart and Bella, I wish I could tell you. I don't even know enough about protein powder. You know what? I'll look up the best protein powder on the market. Yeah, I don't know. Optimum Nutrition, Gold Standard. There you go. I don't know. I wish I could tell you, Bart and Bella. I wish I knew. My dad had me at 16, Mike. So me and him have a great bond with some of these shows you're talking about. We love Fresh Prince and Boy Meets World. Hell yeah, dude. I love that. Don't watch Bly Manor. That's crap. Okay, I'll stay away from Bly Manor. Then the guys at Primeval were the ones that did the original Walking with Dinosaurs. They also had Prehistoric Park. That was time traveling too, but catching dinos for a zoo. Interesting. I did watch Rocket Power. I wasn't a huge fan of Rocket Power though. It just wasn't my jam, dude. I don't know. Timothy Dalton was on Doom Patrol. Mutant X was a low budget Canadian X-Men ripoff. Okay. Timothy Dalton was on a show at some point, and it wasn't just Doom Patrol. I thought it was another one that was also about superheroes. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe I am thinking of somebody else. I'm like fucking crazy. No, you know what it was? It's not Timothy Dalton, dude. I'm fucking retarded. I know what it was. It was John Shea. John Shea played the original Lex Luthor in the Adventures of Lois and Clark, the Adventures of Superman, the New Adventures of Superman. He played that, and that's what Mutant X was. It was fucking John Shea that I saw him in. And I never watched Mutant X, but I might check it out. If it's any good, I'll check it out. Hate to see what happened to Will Smith now. Yeah, me too, bro. Skirt Ferguson says, you're killing me with these. Springles Taker, Eric Flump's Not a Chump, Herbert and His Magical Sherbert. Those are not shows. Utrecht. Thank you, Makara. I did watch Rugrats All Grown Up. Meek, you should watch Haunting of Hill House. It's really good. Also, it's not all that scary. It's gonna be fucking scary, dude. It's gonna be fucking scary, dude. You remember TV Land? I do remember TV Land, dude. I watched some of I Love Jeannie, Green Acres. I watched The Munsters back in the day as well. Yeah. If you watch Angel Be Mindful as a lousy ending, the good news is that their comic series have picked off where the series left off. Oh, nice, dude. I'm so fucking behind on chat. My bad, dude. I've watched Reanimator. Yeah. Rough Night had me watch all of the Reanimator movies, and it also, maybe it was From Beyond. Oh no, I have seen From Beyond. What am I talking about? I was thinking it was a TV series. No, I have seen From Beyond. Dude, that movie is fucking wild. Yeah, with Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs. Yes, I have watched it. The movie is terrifying, bro. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I don't know why. I was thinking about a TV show. Bro, the little like eyeball on the forehead. And yeah, I have seen all of the Reanimator series or movies. And then yeah, I have watched From Beyond with Jeffrey Combs. Movie is wild, bro. Yeah, that movie is trippy as shit. So I've seen 3 of those. The Beyond, From Beyond and Reanimator are bangers. Yeah, Jeffrey Combs is great, and I love him as the Question in Justice League Unlimited. It just was okay. I got you for Scorpion. Maybe I'll check it out. I'll put it on my list. The Vikings Valhalla show was awful with the girl power stuff. Was it really? That sucks. Red Dwarf, greatest Star Trek ripoff ever. I've never watched Red Dwarf. Or maybe I think I maybe have seen like 1 or 2 episodes of Red Dwarf, but I haven't like got super deep into it. I haven't watched Falling Skies either. Oh, dude. Tia was so hot, dude. She will be mine. Oh, yes, she will be. I see Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood growing up. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Mr. Rogers was great. The world needs him. What's up, Corn Pop? How you doing? Yeah, Stoic Line. We actually were I talked about I was talking about Reboot earlier. I loved Reboot. Especially like later on, like the final couple seasons of Reboot. So rad, dude. Yeah, aging up Enzo and making him like an adult and bringing Bob back and stuff, dude. That whole thing was crazy. And Megabyte and Hexadecimal like merging together and shit, dude. Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm so fucking behind. So I never watched Defiance, but I played the video game because they actually, remember they tied the video game into the TV show, and what happened in the TV show affected the video game, and I played the shit out of the Defiance video game. Miniseries taken on Sci-Fi? I have not watched that. Terra Nova was the dystopian future where they colonized the past. Primeval was space-time problems where dinos and future animals come to present. Okay, I haven't seen Primeval, but I've seen part of Terra Nova, and I've also seen Dinotopia. Jocko Malk protein, says J Ram. A lot of people are saying Jocko Malk. There you go. I have watched Schitt's Creek, actually, Cherise. I watched all of Schitt's Creek. It was really funny. It was a very, very, very funny show. Dude, Magnus the Supervillain says Angry Beavers. Angry Beavers is still, to this day, one of my favorite, like, silly cartoons. Dude, that show had me fucking rolling. I used to, like, use the word spoot all the time, and nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about. Muscular Beaver, whoosh! Dude, I fucking loved Angry Beavers. And like nobody else that I knew watched that show. They had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. I am no stupid poopy beaver. I have not watched Penny Dreadful. I watched a little bit of Count Chicken. It was a little crazy though. I watched Two Stupid Dogs. My aunt loved that show, so I watched that a lot. Timothy Talton. I watched Johnny Bravo. Have you seen these classic shows? Alarming, bro. What are you doing, Skirt? I watched a little bit of Good Time. I watched a little bit of Beverly Hillbillies as well. Young Justice. I watched some of Young Justice, not a ton of it though. My sister was more into Young Justice than I was. So I was told someone wasn't going to be streaming tonight. Someone lied. I said on the stream that I changed my mind. If you had stayed until the end, you would have heard me say, hey, Jeremy's not doing Cobra Cast. I changed my mind. I'm going to do it. And now we're almost done with it. So Hogan's Heroes. My grandmother loved Hogan's Heroes and MASH. She had both of those shows, like every single episode of those shows on tape. She loved those shows so much. And TV made so many dope animations. They made a really good Spider-Man series back in the day too, that I think Neil Patrick Harris is the voice for. Yeah. And hi Mrs. Rough Night. Appreciate you. No notification you're streaming. I have it set to notify me of all streams. I don't know why I did that. That's really weird. I'm sorry. I watched From Beyond Stone as it is a different experience. I bet it would be. That show would freak me out if I was on drugs. Mike might be the only person in the universe. Yes, dude. This brew put me onto the show Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, and it is one of my favorite shows too. That that show was so fucking funny. Mike, read The Shadow over Innsmouth, the music of Eric Zahn, The Tomb, Rats on the Wall is the case of Charles Dexter Ward by H.P. Lovecraft. You'll love them. I'll have to check it out. Lovecraft is always good for making some crazy shit. What kind of TV show would you create, Matt Funcool? That's a really good question. We'll end on this one. We'll end on this question. Mrs. Rough Night says, at least we managed to show up to hear Mike singing the praises of Reanimator and From Beyond. It's hard doing they saw him. I mentioned you both when I talked about that. Making a copy of Young Enzo that old Enzo hated was awesome. Yes, absolutely, dude. Power Rangers. I love Power Rangers, SSJ Lalo. Okay, what kind of TV show would I make? That'll be the last thing that I talk about, and then we'll end it. I have said this many times. If I could do any show that I wanted to do, if I just had like the money and the go between, I had two ideas. One, there was a TV show that I actually wrote the outline to back in the day. It was like a superhero like team TV show but I wrote this when I was working, and I just needed something to like not go crazy. I was working in a factory, and I have like an outline for it. I have multiple season arcs and story arcs for all the different characters that I had like put together for the show. I would love to maybe like one day revisit that one, rewrite the outline with what I know now about writing and stuff, and make a TV show out of that. Also, it would also be my dream, legitimately dream come true, to do a Batman TV series. A live action Batman TV series would be a fucking dream come true for me. I would love to do that. Like a fucking straight up like HBO level, high production, like intense, like Batman TV show, would be like such a fucking blast. Start with like, dude, I've outlined this show so many fucking times. Somebody's probably already stole the idea from it and written it already, but yeah, like you start with like, you do have to, like the pilot episode, you have to, you know, cover Bruce's parents dying and things like that, but you could establish what Gotham was like and where Gotham was going when he was young. You do like the first couple episodes are young Bruce being trained, learning things, training himself as a detective, all that stuff. You don't do the bullshit where he doesn't become Batman until like the end of the series. No, full on fucking Batman. You do like the first few episodes of the show after the pilot are him being trained, young Bruce, and how he gets to know things and learn things like that. And then the season 1 culminates with like the last like 3 or 4 maybe it's like be like a 12 episode series. I don't know if I'd want to do like a full 20 series episode, like a 12 episode series, and like the first 3 episodes are young Bruce, the next like 3 or 4 episodes are Bruce returning to Gotham and getting to see the way things are, and then the final like episodes are Bruce crafting the Batman persona, essentially like a full season length Batman Begins. And then you go into like Batman becoming Batman is what kicks off a bunch of his rogue gallery to start acting crazy. And then, yeah, you just start introducing different characters like that. You can already have things like Penguin already being active as a gangster and kind of working his way up, you know, so you can watch these different characters kind of grow and change and things like that and develop over time and really develop like a good rogues gallery, bro. I would love to do a Batman fucking series. It would make me so fucking happy. Fifth Down Sports says I would make a live action DuckTales with Howard the Duck. That would be fucking rad too. That would be fucking rad. And Rough Night says, get out of my head. There you go, dude. Dude, I would love that. Black Mask, hell yeah, dude. I wouldn't make it, I mean, like, it would be like rated probably mature for sure because of the violence and stuff. But yeah, like really starting it out as Bruce, and you got to get an actor that can grow with the role. So you get an actor who's probably like, you know, mid 20s or, you know, late 20s. And you let him really come into his own as Batman. So that way because you got to say, hey, you're going to have to dedicate your, you know, at least like 9-10 years of your life to this, you know, and you get to see a lot of different takes of Batman as he evolves and grows over time. You know, Batman year 1, when he's got an early version of the costume and he's just learning things, and he, you know, he's already a great detective. He knows a lot of things, but there's a lot of like, book smarts does not equal experience, and so Batman is learning through experience. And you can start that series. The cool thing is you could really start that series with him battling the mob corruption in Gotham and stuff, but that's the part that works really well too, is as he's battling the mob corruption, him being involved in all of this and doing all of these theatrics is inspiring the villains around him and stuff. So there's this like whole fucking thing about that, and eventually like the corruption and stuff, and then, you know, the different villains and stuff, like Joker is like an in-game villain, not an early on villain. With all these characters like popping up and stuff like that, it slowly starts to build things. Dude, you could really do something like that, but you really like have to lay out a real idea and a real outline of what you want to do and where you want to go. And to make it work really well is you have to plan on it being this Batman starts from A and ends at Z, and so you go through all of that stuff together and you get to watch him become like a late seasoned veteran who you've watched for years actually get to do this kind of stuff. And then this Batman knows what a fucking carpet all is. Yes. Dude, you could do a great thing, and you could jump in between because you could do episodes with different villains require different things of Batman. So like an actual proper Riddler where the riddles and stuff requires Batman to actually do detective work and be smart, and you get a Riddler who is driven by this ego that, you know, Batman is smarter than him, then he hates that idea that Batman's smarter than him and all that stuff. Like, you know, actually really like delve in to these characters and their motivations and shit like that, dude. Nightfall is the end game or no? Nightfall would be a good end game. Nightfall would be a good end game. Mike, I'm sorry you're describing Gotham. No, I'm not, because guess what? Gotham didn't have Batman in it. It had young Bruce. I'm saying season 1 of this Batman series is young Bruce, culminating with him donning the cowl and becoming Batman by the end of that first season. Not the whole show going on. Not the whole show. You know, Robin would be late game. Robin would be like late show if you ever got to Robin, you know? Yeah, dude, I would love to do like a Batman series like that had like actual length of time, like a Smallville level length of time. So closer you get to a Batman villain in Hollywood is the Diddler. Yeah, P. Diddy was actually a Batman villain. We're working on pre-production design for a Batman project for a couple years since Mike and Josiah and I first talked about it. Yeah. Yep. And having early versions of the suit, and then, yeah, a real good character arc, I would love to see, dude. Mr. Freeze, yeah. Yep. Scourge says, can't believe Mike has missed all my show recommendations. I read some of your show recommendations. You're fucking out of control, bro. Has a cool Freeze ideas. Excuse me. Yeah, dude, I would love to do that. And for the reoccurring characters, you get to watch them evolve and change over time. Like characters like Penguin have to be reoccurring. Catwoman, you know, Poison Ivy. Some characters can be one-offs. I think Bane is a good one-off. You know, he doesn't necessarily need to die, but you know, like how Batman like defeats him, you know. Dreamcast for Alfred. Makara said Louis Mandalore. I don't know what that is. Who would I Dreamcast for Alfred? Oh, you might make a good Alfred. I don't know who this guy is. I've actually never seen him before. Got a good look to him. Let me see here. Man, who would I cast for that? That's a really good question, man. Who would I cast for Alfred? What's a dream casting? Man, that's a good question. It really depends on how old I would want Alfred to be. You know, like, it really depends on how old I'd want Alfred to be. And also what kind of a take I'd want on Alfred. I'd want like a younger, or like a, not like a young Alfred, but an Alfred that can kind of grow old with time with him. Man, that's a really good question. Holy shit. Would that be too much? I got an idea. I got like inspiration kind of struck. You know who might make a really cool Alfred, who you could believe had some like military training, is kind of a badass, but also could kind of like play a gentleman role? Dude, what if you cast Sean Bean as Alfred? Sean Bean as Alfred. Sean Bean has the acting chops to really like pull that off. Caitlyn Jenner as Alfred, that's wild. Adam Baldwin. Christian Bale as Alfred, that'd be kind of a cool idea, but no, Sean Bean as Alfred might be a good one. Daniel Day-Lewis would be a great Alfred too, but I don't know if we could get him for a whole show. This would have to be somebody that could be like grow with him in the whole show, but be old enough to by the end of the show, he's like old, you know? And like, I think Sean Bean could fucking pull that off. Sean Bean could do anything. He's 66, so like he'd be in his 70s by the time the show is over. No, because he didn't have to die. Sean Bean is really good at dying too, dude. Sean Bean would be a really good one. Yeah, he would carry it. He'd be great because you do have to have people around that young actor that's becoming Batman to really help him come into his own as an actor, because you want to see that growth. You want him to be a good actor in the beginning, but you want to see his growth into an adulthood and watch him really become this thing, and putting him around great actors. Oh my gosh, dude. Who would be my peak dream Two-Face? You know, I don't want to go I definitely want to go the route of like a lot of people make Bruce and Harvey Dent like really good friends or whatever and stuff. I don't know, man. That's a really good question, because I'd want them to probably be the same age. You know, you'd want them to be the same age, but I really like also want a really good take on Two-Face. Like, I want a really fucking great take on Two-Face that feels like that gangster kind of vibe to him. So I don't know, man. That's a really good question, because it would depend on who I'd cast as Batman. Let me see here. Like, if I look through like a list of like young actors that are like in their like 30s and stuff now, that could be Batman. I don't know that there's a lot of guys that have like a good enough look to pull that off, because like you have to be physically imposing now. And maybe even if you want to get into more shape, sure, but like you have to be like tall enough and stuff to actually pull it off. Because I actually want somebody that'd be physically imposing to play Batman. That's a really good question, because whoever Batman is, that decides who Two-Face is gonna be. You guys got me cooking on some stuff now. I gotta stop myself. You got me cooking on some ideas now, bro. I don't know. That's a good one. Binology for Alfred? That's wild. Colin Firth also was an idea I had as Alfred. Colin Firth could be a good Alfred. Do you ever consider applying this concept for a Batman show to an original property for Epicverse, in case you never got the rights? By the sound of it, I'd hate to see this concept go to waste. Yeah, I just said I also have like a TV series that I came up with a long time ago with different characters in it. Every character like represents like a different archetype of like hero's journey and hero story that I would love to do at some point too. I like Eric Bana, but he's too old now. Nah, you don't have to be too old you can cast an elderly Alfred, but yeah. Misha Collins, you wouldn't have Misha Collins as Two-Face? No. Jensen Ackles has done the voice for Batman. I'd still like to see him as him. Yeah, it's just that Jensen Ackles is like what is he? He's in his 40s now. I wouldn't want to do a show like that where the guy is in his late 40s. Yeah, he's 47. Yeah, he's a little too old now. He would have been perfect years ago, which is why they really fucking dropped the ball on that shit, you know? But yeah. Hugh Laurie could do Alfred. Hugh Laurie could do Alfred too, man. Does Two-Face have a messed up dick too? Probably. Dreamcast, Ra's al Ghul. That's another one. Bro, I gotta end the stream, bro. We're at 2 hours now, but there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of ideas there, man. He was Two-Face in Gotham Knights. Was he really? Interesting. Scott Adkins would be too old. Yeah. He would have been an awesome older Batman though. What's Joseph Gordon-Levitt up to? I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt could have pulled it off. I know people will always see him as like, you know, people will see him as Robin, but it would be kind of cool to hand that off to him. Although he's 44, so he's a little too old now too, to play like a young Batman that grows into it. You know, if I was going to cast do a Batman film, totally different casting choices, but for a Batman series, I want somebody that can really grow up with him. So Scott Eastwood, let me check that out. Yeah, he's got a good look, but he's 39. He's 39. Yeah, you really have to find an actor that's willing to like really commit a good chunk of his life to this role. You know, and that's rare nowadays, because a lot of times actors start growing up and they go, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to become typecast as this anymore. I want to become something else. But I also think if you really like put the work in front of him and say, listen, you're going to grow into this, and you know, it's not just about you just being like, okay, like we really want you to like grow into this role, and we're gonna give you like a lot of like ability to act and really like grow as an actor and stuff, I think we could do it. We'd also probably have a not like a super aggressive filming schedule, but something a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know, man. That'd be, there's a lot of really good ideas here. John Lovett as Penguin could slap. I don't think John Lovett's serious. I don't think I could get John Lovett to be serious enough to actually do it. Disper says Rowan Atkinson for Alfred. Listen, that may seem like a joke, but I'm gonna say this right now. There are some comedians that have great acting chops. I do not actually think that I actually think Rowan Atkinson could pull it off. I do think Rowan Atkinson could pull something like that off. Like, I think he could have the chops to actually do it. I don't think you grow, you don't do like comedy your whole life like that and not actually be able to like actually fucking act. So I'm gonna look through. I'll look through it. I might even cast. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Mr. Bean. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it now. He can act. Yeah, I feel like he could absolutely crush that role. Rowan Atkinson was Bond. Dude, Johnny English is so fucking good. I love all those movies. All right, guys, I gotta call it. Dark horse poll. It is, but it's a good one. It's a really good call. Nope, I gotta call it now. We're at 2 hours. I gotta get up early in the morning. I'm gonna see if there's somebody available to stream. But guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Thank you for all the gifted memberships. Thank you for the recommitments, and more importantly than anything else, thank you for your time. I love hanging out with you guys. I love having these great conversations. We'll definitely talk more about this idea for sure. There's no way I'm letting this go now. It's got me thinking. It's got me cooking on some stuff. We're gonna go raid Moxie Dame. We're gonna raid Moxie Dame. She just started. All right, go show her some love, guys. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much. Be thinking about Batman castings. We'll talk about this more for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you all soon. Have a great night. Later.